Well, hello there, everyone. Bobby D.
And I'm Erin Ward.
And we are with Inspire Hearts Fundraising. And we just wanted to make this quick video to tell you a little bit about us and a little bit about Inspire Hearts Fundraising. So, Erin, I want to ask you, and I'm sure everybody out there would like to know, why fundraising? Why asking people for money? Why helping nonprofits? What is it?
So I came into this world as an auctioneer. I am a generational auctioneer. I mean, this has been my life. My mother, my grandfather, everybody was an auctioneer, so I had no interest in the auction world, clearly, because why work with your family? And I started working for some nonprofits. After college, after traveling, I started working with nonprofits directly and got a really cool role and saw this really amazing need. And I realized I loved helping my nonprofit. I loved the physical effect that I was making. And I realized, hey, I have this other part of me, this auction world, and I have this nonprofit world. And so how do I pair this together? And so at the time, almost 15 years ago, it was, this beautiful synergy of helping multiple nonprofits with a skill that I loved. Mm-hmm. So how about you? Tell us a little how you jumped into it.
Yeah, kind of the same thing as well. I do come from an auction background. I'm a second generation auctioneer. And in our family, we were all auto auctioneers. And I am a world champion automobile auctioneer. And when you're an auctioneer, you're always asked to go out and help organizations to raise more money. And I had done that. And one thing led to another. And it's like, okay, well, how do I get better at this? And I took some very specialized training and I really developed a beautiful, deep love to helping nonprofits raise money with auctions. But what's so interesting is that now we're noticing something that's happening in kind of the space of fundraising events. What is this evolution that you're seeing?
I gotta say, you just touched on something I think is really important to share. A lot of auctioneers are asked to jump into this role and help a nonprofit. Right. Mm-hmm. And you just show up the night of, and I'm sure that's, a lot of people are asked that. And it takes a different skill set to kind of push the envelope. Like, I want to specialize in this area. As auctioneers, they specialize in different areas in the world. Auto, my mom was equipment, restaurant equipment, real estate, but a nonprofit special. Just working in the nonprofit. So that's, for me, that was that passion, that drive. And so then, like you, we started realizing, okay, we love auctions. We do. They're great. Mm-hmm. They're our blood. But we love nonprofits and changing the world more. Mm-hmm. And when we took our egos and ourselves out of the picture, we realized we weren't really helping the future of our nonprofits. There was these beautiful trends, this beautiful future, and we wanted to be part of helping organizations understand that.
And that's right. And what we've noticed, we've done so many auctions and been able to, talk fast, $25 a day, now getting 3,000, 35, 4,000, and we say sold. And then that's when that one opportunity that happens, that only allows one donor to make a donation at that time. But as we've been doing these, we've seen this. The special appeal, the cash call, the paddle raiser, the fund in need, whatever you want to call it, that's where the biggest donations are coming in, and what we're noticing is that auctions are shrinking. Silent auctions are shrinking. Live auctions are shrinking. There are many events that don't even do live auctions anymore.
What? How do they raise money?
Oh my gosh, how do they do that?
They don't have items.
Well, and really the key way that they do that is by getting everyone in the room to raise a bid card. And then what's great about this is you can get 100% participation of everybody in your audience to raise a giving card. And like, you have a silent auction, you have 50 items, sometimes they have 100. Oh my gosh, there's events that have like 200, 300 items, and that doesn't allow everyone in your audience to give. What happens is when you have the giving card like this and you do the call to action, the special appeal paddle raiser, everybody has a chance to give 100% participation of that. And then the return on investment. Talk about the return on time investment, energy investment, dollar investment.
Not even that, social investment. We're trying to come together as a community. Why come to these events? I could just click online and not be there, not see my friends. This is a great way to be a community builder as well as directly affecting your community. So it's super important to bring everybody together, and that's the biggest trend that we started seeing. And return on investment. the time and energy that people put into getting stuff and And it is hard work. Coming from a nonprofit point of view, I mean, the hours, the grueling heartbreak and blood, sweat, and tears you put into a basket.
Right. Yeah.
The basket.
Or getting gift cards, or asking businesses that you have no relationship with, hey, would you make a donation because it's good for a good cause? And then you get that all heartbreaking, no, find somebody else. Yeah. And I mean, the return on that time investment for your volunteers, for your committee, for your board members, to try to go out and get stuff is very minimal. So let's talk about the return on time investment at the event. Comparing the paddle raise versus auctions, the silent auctions.
Well, I mean, that's where we started seeing the shift. You know, from our background, we bring a lot to our events. So we were, consulting before, during, after events and saying, okay, this is where and we're starting, hey, how much did your live do? How much did your special appeal do? And how much did the paddle raise do? Wait a second here. Mm-hmm. The money coming in from the paddle raise year after year is growing. I would say we are, if my events are doing, if there were any that were still doing lives or silence, the paddle raise is raising about 75% more. Out of thin air.
Yeah, out of thin air.
They just didn't even expect it to come.
Raise your cards. That's
and
it.
Then when you add some, hey, let's do this the right way. Let's actually add the proper ways. Like we said, we have now come out as experts. We are working with so many nonprofits and saying what worked, what didn't work. How do we do this? We work with other non-auctioneers. We talk to other event planners, consultants around the world. Hey, what's working for you? And that's where we came as specialists to say, just the appeal. How do we make that 15 minutes during an event?
Right.
How can that make millions?
Yeah.
How does that happen? I mean, how? And we've realized some really pretty simple and fantastic tips that have changed my nonprofits completely.
It changes their trajectory. I mean, like where they think they were raising, $20,000 or $30,000 in their silent auction, they're like, we're doing great. We come in and they do $100,000 appeal.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen $1 million silent auction?
It
doesn't happen. Have you ever seen $1 million appeal?
Often.
Happens many, many, many times. So that's where you as a nonprofit need to look at the return on your time investment, return on your dollar investment, return on the time investment that your donors are having when they come to your event. What do they expect? What I'm noticing, donors don't want any more stuff. They don't need any more trips. They don't need any more signed memorabilia. They have enough stuff. If they want to go buy it, there's this fantastic thing called the internet. They go online and they go click. But what do donors want? When they come to an event, what do they want?
And I mean, how many times have you seen this? They're standing at the silent auction table looking at an item and checking the price of it on Amazon. If they really want it, they just buy it there and then. And they're just not understanding. Yeah, they're making a donation, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like a transaction versus an inclusive gift. It's making a difference just by holding my hand up. It is making a difference just by opening my heart and working with a nonprofit.
That's right.
Giving cards. Yeah.
And like you said, the transaction of a donation, it's like what's in it for me? What am I going to get? I'm going to get on my phone and what am I getting? Versus not just raising that card, which is really truly what am I giving? So ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special announcement to make. Stop doing auctions. Start doing philanthropy.
We're going to get kicked out of the auction world.
And, and again, we're both professional auctioneers. We love doing auctions, but we are realists. We look at the evolution of fundraising and we understand where this is going and how you, as whether the executive director, the event planner, the development director, you can make a bigger difference for your nonprofit, raise more money, save more time, save more stress on you, your committee, your volunteers, your board members, and in turn, raise more money to be able to help your mission. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Bring your community together and make a difference.
That's right. And that's truly what it is. It's a community movement is what's happening at your events. You're bringing your community together. You're taking the technology out of that and you're adding touch within that. You're creating and facilitating actual human interaction, which is the most effective form of communication that's out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we want to help you any way that we can. We do this through effective fundraising event consultation. We talk about the timeline. We talk about the marketing. We talk about your mission and your messaging that's going to happen at the event. We talk about the levels. What else?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that we have learned that there are so many different layers of an appeal. So maybe the actual act of an appeal could take, 7 to 15 minutes, I would say on average about, right?
Yep.
But the setup, the thought process, the more you invest into that space and that layout, the return on investment is huge. So there's so many areas that we really, we could talk for days about all the things that we've learned, and some of it's really incredible. But there's just some really cool tips and tricks that we're just, as Inspire Hearts Fundraising, have decided to put on some seminars. We're doing consultation. We're coming in and working with boards directly. We're working with nonprofits directly in different capacities, just trying to help them, because each nonprofit is special. It is, your group is so different than anybody else. You're different than anybody else. So how do we utilize all we know and make it specialized to you and make your event shine and make money
and ultimately get more of these raised? That's what it's all about. The more, when cards are raised, lives are changed. It's very, very simple, and we love to help you any way we can, and it can be just as basic as following us on our YouTube channel, clicking subscribe on that, following our website, liking us on Facebook, following our Instagram, following our Twitter at @IInspireHearts, calling us directly and asking us, how can we help you? Whether we help you within a direct consultation, we are your actual asker ambassadors that are making the appeal and making the pitch at your event, or joining us within a seminar. Any way that we can help, we would absolutely love to. So thank you for watching and learning a little bit about us here at Inspire Hearts Fundraising.
Absolutely. Follow along. Thank you.